Hello and welcome to today's reading. Today we are using Iron and Silk by Mark Salzman. And as always, all of the books or decks that are used in my readings are linked in the description box. So if you want to check out any of the materials we used today, you can go down there and see that. And we are on page 78 and 79. I did not understand. Patiently, he explained to me that, according to Chinese law, most suicides are considered criminal offenses against socialism and the Communist Party. When someone takes his own life, members of his family are often punished on the principle that they must have either condoned or have been influenced by the incorrect thought that led to the suicide. What I am getting here is that there is some situation that you had a reaction to that you were unable to mask your reaction to, even though you knew the social consequences of having your natural reaction. This could be something you're experiencing in the present or in the recent past. For example, you may have been at a workplace and someone did something to you who was a superior, like your manager, and you had a negative reaction to it because it wasn't a good thing for them to do to you. And because of that, you were shunned or fired. So, in essence, the situation is that someone did something unfair to you. You had your normal reaction that anyone would really expect someone to have, but the people around you expected you to save face and act like nothing was wrong. And you couldn't do that, so you were made into the bad guy rather than the person who actually did the thing that caused harm. If you haven't experienced this in the recent past, or even if you have, this is definitely an echo from your childhood, where you may have been put into the black sheep category of your family, where you were the one that everyone took their pain and anger out on. You may be someone who came from a particularly gaslighting family, very overtly gaslighting, where you look back now and you're kind of like, I don't even know how I survived that. There may be a group of you who it was not as intense for you as this, and it is becoming more intense as you get older so that you can see it more clearly. But what I'm picking up the most intensely is those of you who did have a very obviously traumatic childhood experience with this. The reason it's coming up now, I think, is because you're being shown that this pattern is actually keeping you from owning your own goodness. So many people will use looking good and feeling good about themselves as a way to escape from their less enlightened aspects. But for you, you actually do the same thing with feeling bad or like the wrong one. Like taking the blame is your version of someone else putting themselves on a pedestal. This is going to be a big issue for you because rather than ever making progress, you're always going to slip into a martyr role and sacrifice the very thing that you want. So instead of ever being able to put one foot in front of another, you're going to put one foot in front of the other and then cut your legs off because you think that it'll keep you safe from the people who are around you. Another thing I'm getting is you may have a very difficult time accepting compliments because of this pattern, or accepting any positive reflection. So if someone sees your work, let's say you're an artist and you paint, and someone sees your paintings and they say, your paintings are beautiful, your immediate reaction isn't to feel good about it, it's to say, well, I wasn't classically trained, I don't really know what I'm doing, actually my technique is really bad. So you're trying to downplay this part of you that really does want positive reflection, but because you never got it, and whenever you reacted negatively, you were attacked, you're attacking yourself so that other people don't attack you. I hope that makes sense. It's kind of like you're taking over the power of the experience of pain by doing it to yourself so that you don't have to feel powerless when other people do it to you. But I'm getting that where you are now, you're trying to create something or you're trying to move forward with something and you're wondering why you are having so many blockages. And this is why. Because you have two things going on. You have one part that is unwilling to accept anything positive, which isn't going to help you boost your confidence. It's not going to help you understand where you're going, because you're going to be looking at a map and hearing your internal guidance say, yes, go forward. But because your natural instinct now, it's not really natural, but it seems a natural instinct, is to contradict yourself, you're going to make decisions that are against what you feel are actually right for you. And also, if anyone opposes you, like another person in your field or someone who is like a customer or anyone in general, and they criticize you, you're going to take that and internalize it so that you don't do what you're doing. It's going to really stop you. The criticism that you are getting, whether it's accurate or not, you can't even see it beneficially, even if it is accurate, to use it as a tool to improve yourself. Instead, you're going to use it to bash yourself over the head and completely stop what you're doing. Like I said, there may be a group of you that this isn't such an intense pattern for, and if you are seeing this reading right now, it's because you have the opportunity to stop it before it gets really bad. But for those of you who I feel I'm speaking to mainly, this is a really strong pattern and it's going to take a while to unravel it. But until you do, you're not going to be able to move forward with the ease that you're looking for. It's also going to potentially confuse the people who really do want to help you and support you, because they will say, I like your work, and you will come back with, well, you shouldn't because, and even if they don't see the reasoning behind what you said, they're going to question whether you really are interested in this, and they're not really going to be able to put their full energy and support behind you, because they're seeing you sort of attack yourself, and they don't want to be a part of getting attacked, because if they put their energy behind you, that means they're on the side that you're opposing. So in that way, they are almost afraid of being attacked by you for supporting you. For many of you, this is definitely a practical experience that you're trying to work on, like a job, a creative project, something like that. I'm really not getting much in the realm of relationships with people, but for some of you, you can apply this to a romantic relationship if you're having an issue creating a relationship, even though you feel like you're finding the right kinds of people. They may be seeing you do this thing, and it may be very subtle, and they may not even be super conscious of it, but they may be watching you do this to yourself, and they are really confused because you're asking for one thing with your words and saying another thing completely with your actions, if that makes sense. And because of that, they're nervous because they don't know, they feel like they're going to be attacked no matter what they do. You may have been told that you are very self-deprecating or self-hating or a downer or an energy vampire even, and you might actually be attacking yourself for feeling that way. And I don't think you should. I think it's completely normal for people to go through this, especially when they have situations like you have experienced. And if you allow yourself to hear those voices and say, okay, what are you so concerned about? What are you trying to protect me from? And allow them to really voice their issues rather than pushing against them and trying to numb them out with positive focus or affirmations or something like that, because they're just going to scream louder. Sit down and really talk to them and say, okay, what's going on? What are you trying to protect me from? Clearly you are perceiving a threat that I am not perceiving, so let's get on the same page so that we can move together. You might find that they are trying to protect you from the people who are still around you, or that it's just an echo from the past that hasn't caught up to where you are now. And either way, if you sit and really focus on them and allow them to express what they need to be seen, you'll be able to access them. Until then, there's no way you're ever going to be able to resolve this, because you're just trying to override them, and you need them to see your side of it, or you need to see their side of it. I hope this helped. I hope it resonated, and if it did, like the video, leave a comment if you feel like doing that. And if you want to subscribe to this channel, make sure you hit the notification bell and turn on all notifications so that you actually get updated anytime I upload a new video. But until next time, bye.